Hello, I'm Kathy Payne with Global Missions Ministries. Today we're here with Clayton Endecott, our General Presbyter for Europe, the CIS, and the Middle East. And we're going to be sharing several different stories from the nations, what God is doing in that area of the world. Welcome, Brother
Thank you.
Endecott.
It's good to be with you.
One of the questions that we hear often in our office is what's happening in Israel? Of course, the whole thing of praying for Israel, praying for the peace of Israel. Can you give us some update?
Yes, of course, we want to continue to pray for the peace of Israel and for our work there. We see prayer as the fundamental thing, the foundational thing that our churches around the world can do for Israel and for all of our churches in our area. Mm-hmm. But we believe that there are things we won't be able to change, but God can. And that's why that prayer issue is so important for Israel right now. We're grateful to have a wonderful church in a northern section of Israel. It's not far from Tel Aviv, not far from the Israel border. That ministry is among Israeli people. They're of Arabic descent.
Wonderful.
And they're a wonderful young couple, growing in ministry daily. They didn't seek a calling. They didn't stand up and say, we have a calling. It's as if God put them in this place for such a time as this. And we just see the development of their gifts and skills, and we're so grateful there. I'll be more plugged in, personally, in the coming months as we've had a transition in that part of the world. But our former overseer of Cyprus, Michael Haralambu, is going to assist me, and we'll be meeting there in just a few weeks in December to share there in that town, where they've just recently rented a building again, renovated that building, opened the doors, and the wonderful news is that the majority who attend that service are very young. And that gives us a future. That's an Arabic-speaking church, but of course our pastor and his wife speak Hebrew as well and live there as Israeli citizens.
They've been there for?
As long as I know, I think all of their lives. Yeah, in that area.
And the Lord is raising a ministry there in that where they live.
Right in their village. We've had a small work for a number of years in Jerusalem. We're so grateful for the work that Brother Babisha, some know that
man
name,
of God. Wonderful
was
man.
a great saint of the Lord, and even far beyond his years, and as a man who was blind, he served and did house ministries and so on. Those were small house ministries that over time incorporated with other movements and churches. We didn't have a church there, but we have now this work just outside of, or an hour and a half so from Tel Aviv, and that work is growing daily. We're really grateful for that work. New, strong, our recent conferences in Europe, the leadership of Israel were present. It was a new thing for us and for them,
God.
and very wonderful. I think you were with us in Kiev,
yes,
and saw some of them there. We're so grateful for Jules and Ranit, who are doing such a ministry there and have a very youthful work. She has such a vision for children, is working in that area, young people attending that church, and we're planning and praying to find finances to bring some of these youth to an upcoming Europe CIS Middle East Youth Conference.
Oh, wonderful.
That we'll have in 2015. And it'll be expensive and difficult for them, but we want to bring them into the Czech Republic, another new nation for the Church of God of Prophecy the last few years, where we'll host a conference for 27 nations of our area for strong and growing young people who we see as the emerging leaders for this day.
For Harvest partners that are connected to Israel, what are the best points of ministry where they can touch?
Again, I really want to emphasize the great need for prayer. Certainly pray for Israel and for peace. Pray for our families and our churches there, our church workers there, and pray for this work in this one village, this town, for Ronit and Jules. That prayer support is incredibly important. They also really do not receive a lot of support. He's self-employed and continues to work his job. So everything we do with the church rental there, renovating a building, buying new Bibles and so on, we're so grateful that we have offerings and grants and gifts that help us to support that.
Wonderful. If you would like more information on the nation of Israel and the work of the Church of God of Prophecy there, you can go to our website at globalcogop.org.